Hello, art friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. We just have a quick update for you guys.
We do have a quick update, but first, we really want to say a huge thank you to Miss Lillian, CPK Apps, Queen McGee, and Duma. You guys really help us continue to do this work. Thank you so much, our newest Patreons.
Yes, our newest Patreons. And again, Patreon unique videos. Basically, you could become a Patreon over there for $1 a month. And when you pay in advance, it comes down to $10.80. So that's 3 cents a day, basically, to help support the channel. So as we see here, we have U.S. Word is we're deploying 2,000 troops to the area as a second aircraft carrier positions itself in the Mediterranean. There's a lot of firepower being brought to bear by both sides right now. That's really what we have right now. I feel is it's a little bit of a pause in a way to get everything gathered into position. And I guess really what we should do is just cover this before we move any farther. So the U.S. Naval News Fleet and Marine Tracker that came out, as you see, the Dwight D. Eisenhower is the aircraft carrier that's left home port in Virginia on the way. It probably will take another 4 days or so to get there. But we have the Mesa Verde in there, and we have the Gerald R. Ford stationed off the coast of Israel. We have the Healy, which has been up in this position. It was doing work up in the Arctic. And then we do have 2 groups positioned over here, basically just south of Iran, and 2 groups over in the Pacific. The Vincent and the Monroe are coming in from Hawaii to home port in Southern California. At least that's what they're saying for the moment. We shall watch that. Now, the biggest news that we wanted to cover was another shooting, and this was in Brussels. And Brussels is at the highest security alert since 2015. French border also on high alert. There was a shooting there that 2 people were killed. And then this is the man that did the shooting. And so he is basically speaking in, I believe, Arabic. I could play it for you, and I don't know.
الحمد لله عبد السلام جيلاني مفتاح الأسود مجاهد في سبيل الله الدولة الإسلامية حب من حب وكره من كره نحن نعيش من أجل ديننا ونموت من أجل ديننا الحمد لله أخوكم عبد السلام انتقم من المسلمين.
And I don't speak Arabic. But again, he's given his explanation for why he is doing this shooting, which is basically revenge, plain and simple. This is a camera as he was getting himself equipped to go take a high-powered rifle and start just randomly shooting people. And so we have 2 dead. He claimed to be an ISIS member, avenging stabbing murder of U.S. Palestinian boy. Opened fire on a group wearing Swedish football t-shirts ahead of Euro 2024 qualifier. Then went on the run. So he is out there still. You know, this is so sad to see this. Now, you have to recognize, and I know you guys get it, that there are actors out there, literally, that will do this, that are, well, they're part of the government. This is really what people are waking up to. And what he said was he was taking revenge for this killing, in which the little boy on the left was killed. And this elderly gentleman stabbed and killed the 6-year-old 26 times, along with his mother, who survived, basically saying that he was taking revenge for Israel. This is the eye for an eye that leaves everybody blind, and it sure leaves a lot of people deaf and dumb, because this is exactly what the dark side wants. Here you have the White House saying there's no place for anti-Semitism or Islamophobia in America. There's no place for any hatred of any community in America. There is no place for hate against anyone in America. but we look at the actions, because it's not about what they speak, it's about what they do. Here you have Ron Paul in an older video. Again, the Mossad and the CIA created Hamas and other entities. ISIS is a creation of the alphabet soups. And some know it, and they've spoken up about it, but of course they never get themselves into a position of power to really do anything about it because the system won't allow them to. The system makes too much money off of death and chaos. And too many politicians get kickbacks, and they get insider trading. Here you have an ISIS leader who's actually a Jewish Mossad agent, according to this post. Now, I haven't verified that. I'll just share that with you guys. But that makes perfect sense to me because this is what happens. It's such a travesty. The CIA worked with Pakistan to create the Taliban. Yes, they create all the problems, and the reality is not just the CIA, but on other groups too. We could put MI6 in there. We could throw the old KGB in there. It goes all the way on back. It goes through all these alphabet soups of conflicting countries. And, it's almost like they go punch their time cards. You're the bad guy today, George? No, you're the bad guy today, Fred. Okay.
So many of these religious leaders, they're hired. They're hired, and then people follow them, and that's so dangerous. I mean, I don't think you can get much more dangerous because people look at them with some type of admiration and they think they're acting from their heart, but really these people are up on stage. They're getting paid to do this so the governments can make their moves. Now, we just had an eclipse, and I look at planetary alignments as very, very sacred. And even though these eclipses may be something that were placed, I still think that they are omens for change. I don't necessarily think they're bad omens. I think this most recent eclipse was a huge awakening for many, many people. The only bad part about it is what I see is the controllers, they're using it as a timestamp to ramp things up. And we have some other upcoming planetary alignments that I feel they're going to use too. Not that these alignments need to be bad by any means, but they're using these energies as momentums. And this is what we need to wake up to, is how they operate.
Again, you could probably still find them. I'm sure they're out there. Photos of Senior Bush with bin Laden, because bin Laden was on the CIA payroll. This is the big reveal. It's all been one big act, but yes, people really die. That's the thing. People really die. And here you have Israeli army reportedly shelling borders with Lebanon using phosphorus. They were using it in the Gaza area. So yeah, again, this is a banned substance. The Geneva Convention is obviously meaningless because none of the governments really pay attention to it at all. And I thought I would just throw this in there because Jeff Buradelli was talking all about the sea temps, and oh my God, this carbon emission-based climate change is going to blow us all up and burn us. And now it's like, wow, look at this. This is remarkable. 49 degrees, Crystal River, Florida. That's cold. That's a major departure. But, it is supposed to be a cold winter, colder than normal for basically the Gulf states this year. And they're attributing it to the El Nino, which, again, is that artificially enhanced? Absolutely. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. But by the way, was this guy an actor? I mean, was this guy, is he on some government's payroll? Maybe. I don't know what you feel, Sandy, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not feeling rage coming off of him. It feels very cold and calculated.
That's what we look for. We look for the calculated nature of things. And people, when they think that they have something to do that's very, very important, or they've been manipulated to think that this thing is really, really important. Maybe they're getting paid for it, but they're still going to follow through with it. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to get in trouble. Is what I don't want to say. What I think this guy is up to, but I tend to agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that this is what it's supposed to be. It feels like it's all about setting the stage for more retribution, as we know. Meanwhile, also reports coming out that there may be some sort of reprisal from Iran and Lebanon and Syria. Again, we'll have to see, because there's just so much conflicting information out there at the same time. I think they're all just kind of positioning and getting ready. Wouldn't be surprised to see major escalations in the coming next couple days. But again, this is just par for the course. Anything's on the table at this point in time. Anything is on the table. They have so many sleeper cells positioned, and they have so many people that have been promised things and being paid and funded by the UN. If you guys know what we mean, absolutely. Anything's on the table. So again, humanity's big lesson is to not give in, but give a hug and support and show love and show compassion, because they are betting that people will join in the hatred. So we have to remove ourselves from their low vibrational frequencies.
And all I can say is I really admire this collar. Rama has one just like it, but there's a tag on it instead of the flag. The tag says, "My mommy says I'm special."
Yes, and you are all special. Thank you for being part of this family. Thanks again for the support on Patreon. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.